Hello, students. I am Sir Glenn, your subject teacher. Welcome to General Mathematics, Grade 11. We are still in the 6th module, which is all about the simple and compound interests. Our lesson 6.2 is all about compound interest. Ano nga ba ang difference nito kay simple interest? So malalaman natin yan in this lesson. Let's define what is a compound interest. Compound interest is another method of paying interest in which the interest for each period is added to the principal before interest is computed for the next period. So as compared to simple interest, all throughout the loan term or yung entire duration ng loan or ng investment, yung interest ay kinukompute lang sa principal. Pero yung kay compound interest, kung na-compute mo yung interest doon sa unang period, para ma-compute mo yung succeeding interest, idadagdag mo yung previous interest doon sa principal tsaka ka magkukompute ng panibagong interest. So, habang nagpo-proceed yung loan or yung investment, mas lumalaki yung pinagkukomputan ng kanyang interest. Okay? In this case, the interest is added to the account at regular intervals and the sum becomes the new basis for calculating the interest. The interest gained at a certain term interval is automatically reinvested to return more interest. The table below shows the principal T, which is 200,000 pesos invested at an annual interest rate R, which is 3% compounded annually for 4 years T. As you can see, the first column is the year, and then yung pangalawang column naman is amount at the end of the year. Ibig sabihin, yan yung future value at the end of each year. Sa unang taon, as you can see, 200,000. Then, minultiply siya kay 1.03. So, definitely yan yung formula ng pagkuha or pag-calculate ng compound interest. That will be discussed later. So, 200,000 times 1.03. At the end of the first year, ang kanyang future value ay 206,000. Sa pangalawang taon naman, kung napapansin ninyo, yung future value ng yung future value ng unang taon, which is the principal and the interest of that year, during that year, yun yung ginamit naman, yun yung parang kinonsider as the new principal. Okay, so 206,000 times 1.03, we have 212,180. Yung na-compute na future value at the end of the second year, yun yung ginamit as the new principal. 212,180 times 1.03 is equal to 218,545.4 and so on and so forth. So that is how that is how we do compound interest. So dinadagdag natin yung naunang na-compute natin na interest doon sa principal at yun yung gagamitin natin to compute the interest for the second compounding period. Understood? To calculate the compound interest, we must calculate first the maturity value. Ano yung maturity value ulit? Maturity value yun yung future value. Yun yung pinagsamang principal at yung interest. To obtain the maturity value f, we use the formula f is equal to p times 1 plus r raised to t, where p is the principal or the present value, r is the interest rate, t is the term or time in years. So we have to be reminded with this note. This formula is used only if the interest is compounded once per year. Okay, so applicable lang yung formula na to kapag nakita natin na minsanan lang yung pagko-compound natin, yung compounding period natin every year. Okay? Compound interest can be found by subtracting the principal T to the maturity value F. To obtain the compound interest, we use the formula I sub C is equal to F minus P, where F is the maturity value and P is the principal or the present value. So we have this example 1. Suppose 25,000 pesos is compounded annually at an interest rate of 4% in 4 years. Find the maturity value and the compound interest. So let's identify the given. The principal here is 25,000, the interest rate is 4%, and the term is 4 years. So our solution, we identified the given. P is 25,000, the rate is 4%, so we convert this first into its equivalent decimal form. So we move the decimal point twice to the left, it will give us 0.04, and the time is 4. We need to find the value of the maturity value F and the compound interest. Solving for F, we have F is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to T. So substituting the given, we have the principal is 25,000, then 1 plus the value of R is 0.04 and T is 4. Calculating this to any calculator available, we have 25,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.04 raised to 4. It will give us 29,246.464. So therefore, the maturity value is 29,246 pesos and 46 centavos. Solving for I sub C, or the compound interest, we have I sub C is equal to F minus P. So the future value that we obtain is 29,246.46 minus the principal, which is 25,000. So subtracting this, it will give us 4,246.46. So therefore, the compound interest is 4,246 pesos and 46 centavos. Example 2, Mr. Perez deposited in his bank account an amount of 50,000 pesos at an annual interest rate of 0.4% compounded yearly. So how much amount of money will Mr. Perez have in his bank account after 15 years? So ang ating principal dito ay 50,000 at ang ating rate ay 0.4%. Ang ating term or time is 15 years. So as you can see, we use the formula that we mentioned earlier kasi nakikita natin na compounded yearly. Ibig sabihin, once a year lang yung compounding, yung pagko-compound. Okay? Compounding period, once a year. For our solution, we identify the given. The principal is 50,000. The rate is 0.4%. So moving the decimal point twice to the left to obtain its equivalent decimal form, it will give us 0.004. And the term or time is 15. We need to find the value of the future value. So solving for F, we use the formula F is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to T. Substituting the given, we have 50,000 times 1 plus the value of R is 0.004 raised to 15. So calculating this in any calculator available, 50,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.004 raised to 15, it will give us 53,085.47. So therefore, the maturity value is 53,085 pesos and 47 centavos. Example 3, find the present value of 70,000 pesos at 6% compounded annually that will due for 10 years. So in this example, what we are trying to find is not the future value but the present value P. So ating given, our given here are the value of F, which is 70,000, the value of R, which is 6%, and the value of T, which is 10 years, 10. So we have to derive the formula in finding the value of P. So using the same formula, F is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to T, we divide both sides by 1 plus R raised to T para maalis yung 1 plus R raised to T doon sa right hand side ng ating equation. So automatic na makakancel na yan. So ang may iwan ay F all over 1 plus R raised to T is equal to P. Since equal silang dalawa, we can interchange their positions. P is equal to F all over 1 plus R raised to T. So this is our formula in finding the value of the principal or the present value. So for our solution in the previous example, we have the given F is 70,000, the rate is 6%, moving the decimal point twice to the left, it will give us 0.06, and T is 10. We need to find the value of P. So using the formula P is equal to F all over 1 plus R raised to T, we substitute the given. So the value of F is 70,000, the value of R is 0.06, and the value of T is 10. Calculating this in any calculator available, we have 70,000 divided by 1 plus 0.06 raised to 10. It will give us 39,087.6344. So definitely our answer is the present value is 39,087 pesos and 63 centavos. Example 4. Suppose a businessman places money in a time deposit in a bank compounded annually that pays 0.8%. How much money should the businessman deposit so that he will have 250,000 pesos after 5 years? So, this is just like the previous example. Ang hinahanap dito ay yung value ni P. So, for the solution, let's identify the given. The future value is 250,000. The rate is 0.8%. Converting this to its equivalent decimal form, moving the decimal point twice to the left, it will give us 0.008, and the time is 5. So, we need to find the value of P. So, using the formula that we obtained, P is equal to F all over 1 plus R raised to T, we substitute the given. So, F is 250,000. The value of R is 0.008 and the value of T is 5. So calculating this in any calculator available, 250,000 divided by 1 plus 0.008 raised to 5, it will give us 240,235.591 as the result. So therefore, our answer is the present value is 240,235 pesos and 59 centavos. Compounding more than once a year. So, papaano kapag ang problem ay kailangan mo siyang hanapan ng compound interest hindi lang once a year? Paano kapag 4 na beses sa isang taon? Paano kapag 12 times sa isang taon? So, hindi na parehong formula ang gagamitin natin kapag ganun yung problem na given. So, the previous formula F is equal to P times 1 plus R raised to T is applicable only if the interest is compounded once per year. Everything will change kapag more than once a year na yung pagkuha natin ng compound interest. So, the formula for the maturity value if the interest is compounded more than once a year is F is equal to P times 1 plus R all over N raised to NT. So, as you can observe, parang dinerive lang siya or kinuha lang siya doon sa formula na nasa taas. So, yung R, dinivide lang natin siya kay N. Tapos yung value ni T, minultiply lang natin siya kay N. So, where P is the principal or the present value, R is the interest rate, N is the number of times that the interest is compounded per unit T, and T is the time or term in years. Okay? Compounding more than once a year can be any of the following. So, weekly. So, ibig sabihin, in a month, there are 4 weeks. So, 4 times 12. Sa isang taon, 48 times kukunin yung compound interest. Bi-weekly. So, ibig sabihin kapag sinabing bi-weekly, every other week. So, 48 divided by 2 is 24. The value of N is 24. Monthly, syempre, sa isang taon, there are 12 months. So, N is 12. Bi-monthly, so every other month. So, 12 divided by 2 is 6. So, N is 6. Quarterly, ibig sabihin, sa isang taon, 4 times lang. So, N is 4. And semi-annually, ibig sabihin every 6 months. Okay, so, ibig sabihin, 2 beses lang siya sa isang taon. Let's apply the formula in this example. Example 5. 20,000 pesos is deposited in a bank at 1.5% compounded semi-annually for 6 years. Compute for the maturity value and interest. So here, the value of the principal is 20,000. The rate is 1.5%. Compounded semi-annually. So yung value ng N natin ay 2. And ang ating T ay 6. So, for the solution, the given are, the principal is 20,000. The rate is 1.5%. Converting this to its equivalent decimal form, moving the decimal point twice to the left, will give us 0.015. The value of T is 6 since semi-annually siya, ang value ng N ay 2. So we need to find the value of F and the compound interest I sub C. So solving for F, we use the formula F is equal to P times 1 plus R all over N raised to NT. So substituting the given, The value of P is 20,000, the value of R is 0.015, the value of N is 2, so, and the value of T is 6. So, calculating this in any calculator available, so 20,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.015 divided by 2 raised to 2 times 6, it will give us 21,876.138. So, therefore, our maturity value is 21,876.14. Solving for I sub c, or the compound interest, we have I sub c is equal to f minus p. The value of the future value that we obtained, we have 21,876.14 minus 20,000. The compound interest is 1,876.14. So our answer is the compound interest is 1,876 pesos and 14 centavos. Example 6. Mr. De Los Reyes borrowed 100,000 pesos in a bank. How much will Mr. De Los Reyes repay his loan, both the principal and interest, at 15% after 3 years, compounded quarterly? So here, the principal is 100,000, the value of R is 15%, the value of T is 3, and the value of N is 4, since it is compounded quarterly. For the solution, we identify the given. P is 100,000, R is 15%. Converting this to its equivalent decimal form, we move the decimal point twice to the left. It will give us 0.15. The value of T is 3 and N is 4 since compounded quarterly siya. We need to find the value of F since the future value is the sum of the principal and the compound interest. So we have F is equal to P times 1 plus R all over N raised to NT. We substitute the given 100,000 times 1 plus the value of R is 0.15, the value of N is 4 raised to the product of N and T, which is 4 and 3. So calculating this in any calculator available, 100,000 times 1 plus 0.15 divided by 4 raised to 12, it will give us 155,545.433. So therefore, our answer is the maturity value is 155,545 pesos and 43 centavos. Example 7. Suppose Mrs. Reyes invested money at 2% compounded monthly. Find the present value of 25,000 pesos that will due for 2.5 years. So in this case, hindi yung future value yung hinahanap, kundi yung present value or yung P. So how are we going to solve that? We derive the formula in finding the value of P. So we use the formula F is equal to P times 1 plus R all over N raised to NT. So we divide both sides by 1 plus R all over N raised to NT para makancel yung statement na yon at ang maiwan ay si P doon sa right side. So automatically we can cancel out 1 plus R all over N raised to NT. So ang maiwan na dyan ay F all over 1 plus R all over N raised to NT is equal to P. Since equal silang dalawa, we can interchange their positions. We have P is equal to F all over 1 plus R all over N raised to NT. So definitely, this is the formula in finding the value of the principal or the present value P. For our solution, we have the given. F is 25,000. The value of R is 2%. We convert this to its equivalent decimal form. We have 0.02. The value of T is 2.5 since 2.5 years. And the value of N is 12 since it is compounded monthly. We need to find the value of the present value. So we use the formula that we derived. P is equal to F all over 1 plus R divided by N raised to NT. So we substitute the given. F is 25,000, R is 0.02, the value of N is 12, and the product of N and T. So calculating this in any calculator available, 25,000 pesos divided by 1 plus 0.02 divided by 12 raised to 12 times 2.5, it will give us 23,781.7254 as the result. So our answer is the present value is 23,781 pesos and 73 centavos. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more updates.